Hello, recorders and Marvel fans. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Steven. Well, today, episode 4 of Loki dropped, and this episode was way better than last week's episode. Last week's episode, it was just Loki and Sylvie were just forced to know each other as their iPad was charging. This episode started off with giving us what they didn't do last week, Sylvie's backstory. Like, we see her as a kid getting arrested by the TVA for playing with toys. We see Morbius and Loki, talking with each other because, the boundary between Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston is amazing. I love seeing those two together. And they decide to torture Loki by, giving us a nice cameo from Lady Sif, who we have not seen since Thor the Dark World, and especially how Thor Ragnarok did not even address her absence. And, during this unique sequence where she literally knees Loki in the balls, which what makes it clever is that she keeps doing it until Loki is on his knees begging for forgiveness and gets a better understanding of what's going on, which that was very cool. From that, we get more of the interactions between Loki and Mobius and how especially Loki is trying to manipulate Morbius into realizing that he had a life before the TVA, he's been lied to, and everyone's just lying to each other, manipulative, which that's what's starting to make it very interesting, who created the TVA, the Time Keepers, and all that jazz. That's what's keeping us, the audience, engaging with these characters, and we don't want to see nothing happen to them. But just when Mobius is starting to learn about his past, he gets vaporized, and it's damn, without him around, this show is not going to be that fun. And Sylvie and that agent interact again, where she starts showing her memories of the life she had before the TVA. She gets vaporized too. It's damn, I don't want to see these characters being killed off just because they're learning the truth. It just shows the TVA or whoever's behind this is just trying to keep everything under wraps. Where it comes to the moment that everybody wants, we are finally given a glimpse of the Time Keepers, and by looking at the characters, I was like, whoa! And because how the lovely Tara Strong is voicing Miss Minutes, I was kind of expecting that those Time Keepers are voiced by, well-known voice actors like Steve Bloom, but I gotta check the credits on those. From looking at the Time Keepers, it gave me an idea of how King the Conqueror he's gonna look like in live action. Who knows, maybe at the last episode of this series he'll finally make his live action debut. And here comes a downer right after their fight scene, which is really well choreographed. Sylvie throws a knife at one of the keepers, and we find out they're just androids. Yep, androids, not the real thing. And then, damn, raises the questions to who the Timekeepers are. Who created the TVA? Is Kang the Conqueror behind this? It's what the hell's going on? And just in that moment where Loki and Sylvie are professing their feelings for each other, Loki gets vaporized. Damn. The episode concludes with a mid-credit scene where Loki wakes up in a mysterious area where he's greeted by other Loki variants, which, whoa, now shit's about to get real, which is kind of making me look forward to next week's episode, and how the remainder of the last two episodes won't be downers. We'll finally get the kind of stakes that we want, the questions that we want answered. I'm really looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see what happens next week. Thank you for tuning in, recorders. Please hit that subscribe button, comment down below your thoughts. I'd like to discuss them with you. Give me a like, and catch you next time!